Hey guys, Kevpert here. Today we're covering wall stops, an advanced skill that works like a self-pass onto the wall. It'll set up more dodge control, double taps, and flip reset opportunities. So let's get into it. For PC users, we're going to do a little bit of setup using Bakkesmod. We're going to go to our Bakkesmod injector app. We're going to click on File, open Bakkesmod folder. Should bring you to this file path. We're going to click on CFG. And then we're going to open the binds file in Notepad. And we're going to copy the codes that are in the description and we're going to paste them in here. If you've already done this, feel free to skip this section. And then we're just going to hit File, Save, and close out of that. And then we're going to launch our game. Once you're in, we're going to hit F2. We're going to go to Bindings, and you should see these function keys, F11 and so on. They're all populated. We're going to go to Custom Training tab, and we're going to click on Enable Automatic Mirroring, and we're going to enable Custom Training Variants. We're going to close out of this, and we're going to hit F11 on our keyboard, and you should see this boost limit has been increased to 85. And you can even automatically shuffle playlists. This just mixes up the order of the shots whenever you load into your training pack. And then we're just going to go to Custom Training here, enter our code. This is in the description. And then you can favorite it, and it'll be in your favorites folder from here on out. So this is a highly structured pack that's going to target different techniques. So first up, we're going to have the double jump wall stops where you land on the wall and then follow up your touch. This is where dodge control is going to come in, and you're going to be able to follow up your touches like this. You have the option of touching the ball infield so that the ball doesn't hit the wall, and that makes it a little easier to set up like flip resets and air dribbles and whatnot. So these first 5 shots are just about getting familiar with double jump wall stops, and you can see how it'll lead to more mechanical plays and expand your game. Shots 6 through 10 are chips. Very easy technique to do. You're just driving into the ball and you're chipping it up, and then you're driving up the wall, following up your touch. The benefit of this technique is that it's very simple to do, doesn't require a lot of mechanics, at least for the chip portion. And then you can go about setting up your play. However, the downside is that it's very slow and it's very easy to read, so it only works when the opponents have no boost or they're not close to you. Here's a variation of the technique where I'm just doing a simple single jump and that just chips it up, land on the wall, and then you follow it up from there. The next 5 shots are using ground flips to flick the ball up and get us on the wall. This is a common way of generating height on the ball, and then you can attack from a nice high and wide angle. Whenever you're using a ground flip, you want to be using the top shelf of the car, and that just flicks the ball really high. You can use a little bit of air roll to mess with your angle, but for the most part, top of the car, and we're going to get ourselves to the wall with our flip and then follow it up from there. The next 5 shots are all side flips using the nose of the car. This is a technique that lets you land on the wall extremely quickly, but it also pops the ball up. On some of these, start doing a little bit of air roll before you do your side flip. That's because you want to cleanly land on the wall, and if you do a side flip, sometimes you're just going to careen off the wall with the shell of your car, so doing something like this is very helpful in getting a clean, quick landing. Here's a variation where I'm actually using a half flip into the ball, and that gets me on the wall very quickly, where I can follow it up with a quick dodge. The next 5 shots are a mishmash of techniques. Here we have the pre-flip into the wall, and then we're rolling the ball up the wall to follow it up. And then we have the single jump angle touch, and I'm doing a bit of air roll to get the touch I want with the shell of the car. And sometimes you don't even need to use air roll. You can just use the side of the car, jump onto the wall, and then you're going from there. At this point in the pack, you can approach each shot in multiple ways, so it's down to you to get creative and figure out what techniques work best. The next 5 shots are wall pinches. This is where you're getting your wall stop extremely close to the wall, often getting a highly random touch. It's going to test you on your dodge control, recoveries, and speed. And you'll see this technique all day whenever you're watching RLCS. It's one of the main ways players will generate offense off of a challenge, and then converting that into a shot. Okay, so the next 5 are double taps. This is an advanced technique that's really only useful for 3s. But stuff like this is becoming extremely common at the top level, especially in Europe where they keep players close to control space. So the sidewall double tap is a way that they can keep possession and apply pressure with their mechanics. Play around with these shots. If you feel like you don't have the car control to do this yet, work on that first and then come back to this, or you can opt for an easier technique. Shots 36 through 40 are tough wall reads. These are situations in offense where you're backing yourself to make the read. I always find with something like this, you just have to practice reading the wall without hesitation. Do it quickly and don't overthink the wall read. One thing that helps is jumping with a tornado spin. This helps you adjust mid-air as your wall read updates in real time. Now we're going to take a look at some defensive situations. Here's a common corner play where you have to make the read. Maybe you're jumping over a bump attempt. And really we're looking to generate a big clear past midfield, or we're going to keep the ball close and do like a dodge control where that might lead into a 50. So when you're doing a back wall read, you have a couple options. You can bang it through the corner, and this helps you control the ball a little bit, even though there's a lot of pace on it. Or if you get a nice floaty ball like this, you can land on your own back wall and follow it up from there. For example, this one should be very easy to keep close, and then we can do a dodge control and a transition into a 50. That's going to end this video. The main thing I want to stress is that the wall stop is a vital technique for the mechanical player, and the more you practice it, the more mechanics you'll bring out into your game. So have fun, and I'll see you guys next time.